to cloud.
Okay. I don't actually see where it says to cloud or computer. Let's see.
It's already recording.
Oh.
I don't know how you did it, but cool.
Okay, so it's where it needs to be. It's doing what it needs to do. Okay, so I can just.
You can start.
I'll get started with my presentation then. Okay,
Go for it.
Hello, I'd like to thank you all for being here with me this evening. My name is Miss Strother, and I am the librarian at the Lake Worth Public Library, also known as the Mary Lou Reddick Public Library. And I want to take just a few minutes to talk to you about a fun way that you can keep your kids reading all summer long. It's very important to keep your kids reading during the summer, by the way. I'm sure you already know that. I'm sure you also know that reading has many benefits. I do want to just quickly go over a few of those benefits with you right now. Reading definitely improves your vocabulary. So the more you read, the bigger your vocabulary is going to be. You're going to know more words, you're going to know bigger words, and you're going to be able to use those words when you speak, when you write, which moves us to our next benefit, which is that reading improves your writing skills as well. There's something about seeing the written word on a page that helps you to write better. And so it's going to make you a better speller. It's also going to make your grammar a lot better when you're writing papers for school or work, or even when you're just sending an email or a letter. It's going to improve your writing skills for you. Another benefit of reading is that it exercises the brain. We all know that it's important to exercise our bodies, but it's also important to give that brain a little exercise sometimes, and reading helps you to do that. Moving on, reading also improves your concentration. It helps you to focus on a single task at one time. If you're like me, you spend most of the day, unfortunately, multitasking, working on a lot of different tasks at one time, but reading really helps you to slow down and focus on the task at hand. And to go along with that, reading also helps to reduce stress. And I think we could all do with a little less stress in our life nowadays. So a great way to do that is to just come home after a long day at work or school, pick up a book and sit down and read for a few minutes. Maybe after dinner instead of turning on the television, or you can even take a book with you as you're going to bed at night. And it's a really good way to slow your heart rate down, lower your blood pressure, and it'll lull you right to sleep, I'm pretty sure. Probably my favorite benefit of reading, especially for children, is that it teaches them about the world around them. It teaches them about people who live in other countries. Maybe they speak another language, they have another culture or religion, they eat different food, they wear different clothes, but it teaches us about those parts of the world that we may not necessarily be able to travel to. It gives us an appreciation for those cultures and those places and those people without having to travel there. And reading obviously is much more affordable than travel. So it's a good way to teach children about the world around them. So I mentioned that I was going to share with you a fun way that you could encourage your kids to read over the summer months. I'm going to reveal that to you now. I would like to invite your kids to join our summer reading program at the Lake Worth Public Library. It's very simple to do, and you actually never have to come into the library to join the program. So if parents work during the day, you can't make it to the library, your kids can do this program from home. So the first step would be to go to your app store and download the Reader Zone app. It's a free app that you can install on your Android, your Apple, or your Amazon device. You're going to want to make an account for yourself once you have the Reader Zone app downloaded. And it's very important that you enter our reading program code for the Lake Worth Public Library. And you can see that code on your screen. It is underlined and bolded for you. It's the number 8. It's a lowercase e, and that's actually a 0, not the letter O, then another lowercase e and the number 9. And that will enter you specifically into the Lake Worth Public Library's summer reading program. Then the fun begins. You start reading. And don't forget to have your kids log their minutes as they're reading. It's very simple to do. You just open your Reader Zone app. There's a button, there's a round button in the center. You just push that button at the beginning of every reading session, and then again at the end of the reading session, and it will log the total amount of minutes that you have spent reading. And there's no set goal in mind. You know, kids can maybe at the end of the program, by the way, it runs June 1st through July 31st. Maybe by the end of the program, your kid will only have read 60 minutes. That's okay. Maybe they'll have read 600 minutes. That's even better. But there's no set goal in mind. We just want to encourage them and reinforce for them the importance of reading over the summer. So every participant, no matter how much they read or how little they read, as long as they log at least 1 minute using the Reader Zone app, we're going to have a goodie bag for them ready at the library beginning on July 31st. That they can pick up, and it will be full of surprises for them to keep. A little incentive and a little thank you for their participation and their hard work. So now that we've made reading our summer goal, where are you going to find books to read? Obviously, we would love to have you come to the library and check out books. And it doesn't have to be the Lake Worth Public Library. It could be maybe you visit the Fort Worth Library or the Saginaw Library. Any library will do. The great thing about the library is that everything that we have to offer is free. We have books and DVDs and audiobooks. We even have ebooks and digital magazines that you can download using your library card. And so we hope that you will visit a library this summer and take advantage of some of those offerings. You can also read books from home. Maybe you like to go to Half Price Books, or when you're shopping at Target or Walmart, you like to buy books or order them from Amazon. So if you have books around your house, I encourage you to pick those up and have your children read those as well, even if it's a book that he or she's already read before. It's great to read books more than once, especially books that you really enjoy. I definitely enjoy reading a good book again. So you can also have your children share books with their friends and maybe do a little book swap, which can be a fun way to promote reading. Maybe they have a friend who's read a great book, they've read a great book, and you can just swap those books and share books between friends. Even ebooks, comic books, graphic novels, magazines, all of these things count as reading, especially during the summer. While school may have a summer reading project, I think the most important thing with summer reading is that kids are reading what they really enjoy reading. And, you know, maybe some people don't think comic books count as reading. I happen to think that they do. And I think that if you have a child that really enjoys reading graphic novels or comic books, just let them read those all summer long and log that time while they're using the Reader Zone app. Another great suggestion is to read together as a family. And I have a couple of suggestions for that. The first one would be to just have the family gather together in, you know, the living room or on the back porch if you have a patio. Maybe too hot in the summer, but anyway, just a place that you can all gather together and you can sit down and you can read your books together at the same time, and you're all reading a different book. And then as you're after each session, and be sure you're logging that time using the Reader Zone app, you can share what you're reading with each other and sort of do like mini book reports at the end of every family reading session that you do, whether you do those weekly or, you know, every other day. Another suggestion for reading together as a family is to pick a book and read it aloud together. You can take turns reading. You could alternate chapters between readers, or maybe if it's a book that you're reading multiple times a week, you could have one reader on Monday and then have another reader on Wednesday. But these are fun ways that you can read together as a family. And when children see that you're reading, that's really modeling that good reading behavior for them. And that's a very simple, important thing that you can do for your children. So I said before that there was no ultimate goal in terms of how many minutes your children spend reading for our summer reading program. We just want them to read. A simple goal, I think, that everyone could strive for would be to read for just 10 to 15 minutes a day. And if you have a child that really says, I hate reading, I don't like it, I can't do it, then break that time up into 5-minute increments. Have them read 5 minutes in the morning, have them read 5 minutes at lunch, and then another 5 minutes at night. And it may feel more doable for them that way. But see if you can set that goal for your child to read 10 to 15 minutes at least every day, and you do the same. Okay, so I want to just wrap up with some information about visiting the library. If you do decide to come and visit us in person, you definitely want to come on July 31st or after to pick up that goodie bag if you have a child that decides to participate in our summer reading program. So you need to know that the library is located at 7005 Charbonneau Road in Lake Worth, and that's right off the Lake Worth Boulevard, Highway 199. We're actually down the street from the Starbucks and the Chase Bank and the Panera Bread. If you've seen those businesses on Lake Worth, you just travel down Charbonneau until you get to the corner of Charbonneau and Shawnee Trail, and that's where we're located. It would be great if you could come to the library with your children to apply for a free library card. I mentioned earlier that we have books and DVDs. We have all sorts of things that you can take advantage of. And the great thing about libraries is that everything that we have loans to you for free. So we have quite a large collection for your child to choose from, and you too as well. The library is open Tuesday through Saturday, so that's an important thing to note. If you come on Sunday or Monday, we won't be there. But we're there Tuesday through Saturday, half a day on Saturday from 9 to 1. That can be a good day for especially working families to come to the library. And then there's our telephone number. I encourage you to give me a call. Again, my name is Miss Strother. If you have any questions about anything that I've gone over tonight, if you have any questions about, applying for a library card or anything like that, give me a call. There's my number, 817-237-9681. I'm there Tuesday through Saturday. And then I also want to mention that we're going to have some summer programs at the library. Not as many as we've had in past years because of the pandemic. It's kind of put a damper on our in-person programs, but we do hope to have a few in-person programs at the library in July. Those would be by reservation. And so I encourage you to visit our website, and you can see the web address there for up-to-date information about those programs. We're also going to have some weekly take-home crafts. It contains almost all the supplies that a child would need to do a craft at home. And we have a different craft every week. So visit our website and it will give you some more information about those things. You can also follow us or like us on Facebook. And on Facebook, we're under Mary Lou Reddick Public Library instead of the Lake Worth Public Library. But we keep all of our events and information up to date on Facebook as well. So that is really all the information that I have for you. But if there was a question through chat, or if anyone has something that they'd like for me to clarify, I'd be happy to take your questions now. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me. And I really hope to see you at the library this summer. Thank you.